Hello everybody, welcome to Chow Time. I am Spike Spencer, and today we're going to be making some maple glazed carrots with a secret ingredient. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's get started. What's the first thing we need? We need carrots. That's right. Actually, I'm going to start with the onion though. As you probably have figured out by now, I love onion, and I use it as a base for just about everything. So I'm going to throw some onion in the pan. Get it in the pan. And we'll be good to start here. I'm going to put it here. I have a hot pan, but not too hot. I took it off the heat because it was getting hot. What I put in the pan was some olive oil and some butter. When you put olive oil and butter together, it tempers the heat a little bit. So it allows you to do a little more with your stuff. All right, we gotta stir this bad boy, get it going, warm it up. So I want to sweat out those onions for a little bit. While we're doing that, let's prepare our carrots. Now, a couple different things. I get carrots. If you're a dad like me and you have a family, you get kids that like carrots, it's easy to buy these little guys, the little already pre-cut carrots. So if you want to just cook a bunch of those up, that is easy, it's fast, it's simple. But they come in all kinds of different sizes. So you got one like this, and this is twice the size. You want to try to get all of your carrots uniform, so they all cook at about the same time. So what I will do is I will cut them like this. So it's got a fun little shape there. So I just give them a little cross cut there, and you can put 3 or 4 of them together at a time, do that. And if it's bigger, I may do 2 cross cuts, like 1, 2, 3. Pretty cool. Got that. And then, now what happens if you don't have that and you have a big carrot? Bam, bam, bam. Well, a couple different things about carrots. You will scrub the carrot down. You don't have to peel the carrot if you don't want to. There's a lot of good vitamins in the ends and the outskirts here. And I think it's in France, they don't do that. If I remember correctly, I was watching something, and it was, they don't peel it. They like to have all of the, all the good stuff, all the nutrients. And when I was in Australia, they had the biggest carrots I've ever seen in my life. And they were the cleanest carrots I've ever seen in my life. They were not peeled, but I don't know what the process is, but man, they were super, super clean and wonderful. So I have this one here. I have washed it off. And of course, when I get my own carrots from my garden, I want to wash them off. And I know that do wash your carrots, but you don't have to peel them. But if you're getting organic carrots, you're pretty solid. If you're not getting organic carrots, you don't really know what's going on there. All right, let's start throwing some carrots in here. Now there's a cut. I've been trying to remember what the heck this cut was. There is an interesting cut of a carrot where you will have the carrot sitting like this, and you cut it at that angle that I just showed you. Then you'll rotate the carrot a little, like a quarter turn, and then cut it again, and then another quarter turn, cut it again, quarter turn, cut it again, and you get these funky little oblong weird shapes. I don't know what they're called. I used to know the term, and I've forgotten it, but I didn't have time to look it up and refresh my memory. But that's kind of what I'm doing here. Or you can just cut them in half, cut the whole thing in half. If you don't want to take that time, cut your carrot in half like that. This gives you a nice base to cut from, and then just slice it. Now, I would say, don't just slice them straight across where you got that little half moon thing. Give it a little angle. Be adventurous. Go crazy. See, now you got the half moon thing, but it's also got a little bit of an oblong to it. It's just fun. It's a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got some carrots in here. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this carrot. I got a bigger carrot, so I will cut that a little thinner. Because like I say, you want to try to keep it as uniform as you can, about the same size, so that they will cook at the same pace. So there's no reason to not have all kinds of different shapes. Who cares? I like this one. All right. Now, I'll let that cook. And what I could have done, being a chef, I should have parboiled it a little bit. But if I had parboiled them, I wouldn't have been able to show you how to cut them, now would I? So there you go. So if you're like some people saying, well, why didn't you just do that so you can cook it faster? Well, I like doing it my way so that I can talk with y'all and disperse a little information that you might enjoy. How's that? And I get to use voices like that. So our carrots are cooking up. Let's give it a little flippity flip. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. Now let's talk about that secret ingredient I was talking about earlier. I'm going to add a little sweetness to the dish with an apple. That's right, everybody, an apple. And it doesn't really matter. I don't need to peel the apple. I could, but I don't mind having a little bit of red in there. And I'll just cut it in half. I could use the apple core and all that kind of stuff, but whatever. And then, so I've got my apple cut in little bits like that. And then I'll just go 1, 2, 3. And now I've got these little more oblong fun. Okay. So we'll go ahead and chop all those up. And then, now there's something about apples, and let's see, potatoes. The dishes, the vegetables that will brown quickly when they're in the oxygen, they'll oxygenate and turn brown. There's a way to stop that. So if I just left this here and just let it sit, in about, what, 5 minutes, they'll start to turn brown, right? Well, we don't want that. So let's give it a flippity flip here. I lost an onion. Lost an onion. There's an onion down, people. There's an onion down. I have saved the onion. Everybody, it's okay. Shh, calm down. So here's the trick. Get yourself a lemon. Cut that lemon in half. Juice said lemon in a little bit of water. That's all you need. Just a little bit of lemon juice. Then you take that apple and you put it in the lemon water. Oh yeah. This is high science, guys. You let that soak for a sec, and you're good to go. That's it. You just need that little hit of citrus to keep that apple nice and bright. And nothing's wrong with a little lemony citrus hit. There you go. So now, we got our carrots going, and our apples in. Let that cook down for a minute. Hit it with a little more salt. As you know, I always tell you, salt brings out that moisture. Helps things cook a little faster. There we are. All right. We're just going to let that cook down for a bit. Now, I won't be adding the maple right away. And you may find that as this cooks down, it can get a little bit dry. So you might want to add a little bit of water to it. Depends on the texture you prefer. But once this cooks down a little bit, you want to make sure that the carrots are not crunchy any longer. It's good to have a little bite to it, but you don't want mushy maple carrots. Then it just kind of gets messy. And at that point in time, you could actually just go ahead and hit it with the baby boat motor and turn it into a soup, like a maple carrot apple soup, which could be quite good. Hey, that could be another show, which I may do. Who knows? All right, so at this point, I'm just going to let this cook down for a bit, and I'm going to turn everything off for a minute, and we'll come back. Okay, here we are finishing off our maple glazed carrots, and what we've got is they've been cooking for a little bit, and I want you to see if I push my spatula down a little bit into the carrot, it will mush it in half, just with a little resistance, but it'll get in there. So once we get to that point, it's time to add some maple sweetness. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. You don't want to drown them. You want some flavor. And maple syrup is one of our favorites. Especially if you're looking for organic and good. I mean, you can go with sugar. I've made the sugar candied glazed carrots and stuff. As long as you get organic sugar, great. You can do that, but you don't really have to. I like maple. I think maple gives it a depth of flavor that that sugar does not, and I think you'll enjoy it that way. Now, at this point, it's pretty much done. The dish is pretty much done. I'm just going to let it soak in a little bit with the maple flavor. You could, if you wanted to, you could add a little cream to that and make it sort of a creamy maple carrot thing. I'm not going to do that this time. But you can do that. That is an option for you. And my wife was making a point that this is definitely wife tested and approved, kid tested and approved, except for the texture. For my son, he doesn't like the mushiness of the carrots, so it's worth a shot. But the sweetness is a good thing. So depending on what your kids like, there you go. You're in good spot. Okay, let's turn this off here and let's plate these bad boys. And one other thing I would do, just because I love to add a little citrusy hit at the end. Just a few drops. I think it just gives a little pop, a little hit of flavor, flair, if you will. There we go. Let's see. I'll bring this plate over here. Let's see how good I can do with this. This is more like a big serving than a single serving. That's fine. Maple, that maple is oozing out all over the sides. Now, what would I hit this with as a garnish? I would usually probably hit it with a little tarragon, which is one of my favorites, because I want to stick with that sweetness. I don't want to put something on there that adds like parsley. Oh, hit it with some parsley. It's like, well, but the parsley has a different flavor thing. We're sticking with this sweetness. You can even sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top. That would be really, really nice. So you can go a lot of different ways with this, but ladies and gentlemen, here you go. That is maple glazed carrots with a little bit of apple. Look up there. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. All right, everybody. That is maple glazed carrots. I got some other great carrot recipes for you right here. Check those out. Go watch those videos. And I'll see you next time on Chow Time. Let's eat.